Hi everyone, my name is Armita Hosseini and I'm a freshman at Stanford University. I'm the founder of Empower Econ, which is an organization that empowers you through finance, economics, and entrepreneurship, and I'm super passionate about educational equity, human rights, and social justice. In addition to Empower Econ, I also have two books. So the first is Roadmap to Financial Literacy, an introduction to personal finance for teenagers. And this book essentially covers topics like credit cards, student loans, saving, investing, and budgeting. And so it's an introduction to concepts that basically everyone needs to know upon graduating high school and entering the real world. In addition to this, my team and I at Empower Econ wrote and published Economics from a Youth's Perspective, an introduction for teenagers. And this is a book that covers more microeconomics, macroeconomics, and it's co-authored by me and 9 other team members at Empower Econ. And both of these books can be found on Amazon. A project of mine that I'm very passionate about is definitely Empower Econ because I feel like there's so many different opportunities to execute new ideas, work with students from across the world, and kind of experiment and contribute new things along the way. So one thing that we are actually currently working on is an online entrepreneurship course for students, and it's basically going to be taking people step by step through the process of coming up with an entrepreneurial idea, creating an action plan, and essentially executing it and bringing it to market. We're just in the beginning stages, but I am very, very excited to release this project and see the type of impact that it can have so that other students can think about how they can take the issues that they're passionate about, topics that maybe they want to explore, and present them in creative ways and be able to impact other people with it as well. I was inspired to start Empower Econ after participating in Code with Classy's computer science camp during the summer of 2020. I felt like it was such an inspiring experience because everyone was so motivated and excited to be there. I made a lot of new friends and connections who were very supportive, very encouraging, and I also gained exposure to a topic that I wouldn't necessarily learn about in my school curriculum. And so coming into the school year, I was thinking, how can I take my work with financial literacy further? And how can I kind of have that sort of impact so that students feel like financial literacy and personal finance is an exciting topic that they get the opportunity to learn rather than something that they have to do that feels more like a burden or an added responsibility. And so that's how I came up with the idea to organize a virtual financial literacy camp that we hosted during winter break of 2020. And since then, it has transformed into our book, the course that we're currently working on, and even more camps. In terms of entrepreneurship, I became very passionate about it after I started my own projects because I was able to see how important of a tool it is in addressing societal issues because it requires a lot of creative thinking and critical thinking skills. And I think that it is another important topic that's left out of the school curriculum because we learn all of this knowledge and all of the issues that exist in our society, but we don't necessarily consider how we can play a role in addressing it. And I feel like entrepreneurship is a great tool to doing that because it doesn't just mean starting a business or being a CEO, it's being able to create your own idea, carry it out, inspire other people to join you, and kind of create a movement around an issue that you're passionate about. And when pursuing any goal or project or anything in entrepreneurship, I strongly believe that it's super important to have role models, people who have done it before, and people who can inspire you and motivate you to keep going. And so for me, my role models have never just been one individual. It's typically a vast array of people because I think that you can learn something from every person that you meet, whether they're like a public figure or someone in your personal life. So for me, one person that inspires me a lot is Carly Kloss, who's the founder of Code with Classy, especially because she focuses a lot on being both a model and someone who's interested in tech. And I think that a lot of times we think that if we do one thing, that is what should define us, that is the only thing that we should pursue. But she does a really good job of illustrating that you don't have to sacrifice your other passions and you can be very multifaceted. So that is something that I love about her, but also my family members, friends, classmates also inspire me to be compassionate, to be tenacious, and I think that there's a lot that you can also learn from people around you. One of the biggest challenges that I often face is considering the impact of my work and thinking, how much of an impact am I really making? Because I think that regardless of what you're doing, there's always something that you can do better. There's always something that you can improve on. And so I think that's a really important mindset to keep. But at the same time, sometimes it can be hard to gauge just how long lasting the effect of your work is. And so for me personally, a really big part of that has been trying to improve our events as much as possible and thinking, how can we make our events interactive? How can we make sure that when students students come here and they learn about personal finance, they are able to maintain this knowledge and also apply it in the real world, be incentivized to want to apply it. Or when it comes to entrepreneurship, how can we inspire students to keep going with their projects and to pursue something that's very meaningful to them and kind of have the confidence to keep continuing. So I think for me, the biggest thing is always measuring the impact and the long-term effectiveness. My biggest advice to people my age is if you want to start something, if you have a passion or an idea, don't wait for the moment that you're going to be perfectly ready or feel like you know everything. Set a time in your calendar for you to work on it every day, whether that's like 30 minutes or an hour, and consistently work towards it. And even if some days you feel like you're not making a lot of progress or you're not very confident about the outcome, the key is to just keep going and have a very clear goal of what you want to accomplish. And even if that is not like the end goal, maybe thinking like, if you want to start a project, I want to reach maybe 100 people by the end of the month or something like that. Because if you have a clear goal and you consistently take action and believe in your abilities to figure things out, even if you don't feel confident at the moment, when you look back, you realize that you made a lot of progress that you would have otherwise missed out on. So don't wait until you are perfectly ready. Just take the first step and believe in yourself to be able to make it as you go along the way. With that said, thank you so much to everyone who tuned into the story takeover today, and also thank you so much to Être Girls for having me. I think that this is an amazing organization and we need more women to be in leadership positions, whether that be in entrepreneurship, business, finance, or any industry. So I really admire this organization's mission. And if you want to find more about my work or you want to follow me, you can follow my personal account, Armita Hosseini, as well as my organization, Empower Econ, to learn more.